Howdy ho there, YouTube. Buckle up because this is a long-awaited video. It's the yearly shop cleaning and project update, and it's a doozy. We're starting off with a nice shop cleaning time lapse, so get comfortable, relax, and let's get into this. We got the shop cleaned up, and I'm gonna give you guys a project update. Everyone's been asking me for like a project update video and kind of just let you guys know where all the projects stand and where everything's at. But before we do that, I'm gonna take you on a quick tour with my shop being as clean as it is. It has never been this clean, I think, since I've moved in, essentially. But look at how much room we have here. So much room for activities. I've never had it laid out like this before. This probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys, but this is wonderful. I can truly like get back to friggin' work here. We kind of moved the table a little bit, lined it in just so as like you walk around it now. Like before you couldn't really walk around it. And we have a lot of the tools here set up. I got my planer, my drill presses, and my my bandsaw, my table saw. And this is all used for knife making stuff, like my belt grinder as well here. And I've talked about this, I don't mind talking about this now. With it being winter and finally like the heat's coming down, I'm gonna get back into knife making. I wanna just make a couple of knives this winter. I'd be really excited about making some like kick-ass knives. I've got some sweet springs here from various projects. I think those will make some awesome knives. I also have a ton of leaf springs laying around. But we also got rid of the huge pile of metal that was here. Like it'd been sitting here. I did a bad job of letting it get really bad. There's a huge pile of metal. And what I do with the scrap metal is if it's unusable, I've done all my cutting with it. Normally I would take it to the scrap yard, but right now it's like $8 per 100 pounds. And I do everything in 16 gauge, so it's not very much. I remember one time I took a stack taller than me to the scrap yard to get rid of it, and it was like $18. It was months worth of metal, and I caught like 12 nails in my tire, and I was like, I'm not doing it like that anymore. So now what I do is that when I have too much scrap, I've got a few people that I call that's what they do. They do scrap hauling and stuff like that, and they take it. It's to help certain people out, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to go into much more detail than that, but that's great. This is all nice and clean, and this is where I operate the table, and then the oven as well. That's still in the same place. I do still need to go back. This is the last little bit of stuff that I need to clean up, but this is just various stuff that I need to find homes for. Like I got a bunch of tools laying around. I got a bunch of consumables that I need to figure out where to put them at. Got some new powder coating colors from Prismatic Powders. These guys are the best. I get all my colors from these guys. Got my workbench all cleaned up and ready to go. I got all my batteries charging and whatnot. This all looks good. Got my bolts and nuts kind of all stored away. My whole wire rack. I get all my wire from Wire Care. These guys are awesome. I've got so much wire that I'll never need it ever again. Got my parts shelves all cleaned up and kind of organized. This might not look organized to you guys, but this is everything that I need for all of my projects, basically. And we got trannies, we got thems, we got exhausts, we got all sorts of cool stuff for different cars, and all this stuff is important. Motor, car, this kind of stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. Got my toolboxes. I still need to go back and add some stuff, but look at this, dude. Look at this. 10 millimeter. I'm missing my 8, but I know it's in that bucket over there. 10 millimeter, we got it. 10 millimeter, we got it. 10 millimeter, we got it. Another 10 millimeter, we got it. That's how you know it's fake, is that we got all the 10 millimeters. Got my powder coating set up. I want to figure out a better way to do the powder coating setup. Right now I still do this ghetto ass way with my ghetto ass powder coater from Harbor Freight, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's worked its ass off for so long, you know. But I gotta find out a better way to do this. This is awful. We got the dually, we want to talk about that in a second. So much room for activities, but the key thing in here is this. Check this out. I never show off this room because it's always been a shit show, but look at this. Now I have a true office. I got a little couch for midday naps. I got my desk for working and designing on stuff when I'm here at the shop. I got a whiteboard that has stuff on it from 2 years ago. All this is relatively organized. I got a refrigerator, microwave in case I want snacks. I mean, this is... Brother, I have never had an office, and I'm gonna do my best to keep my shop clean. I was talking with Laura about this. I was telling her that I am concerned I'm incapable of change. Meaning that with the way I organize stuff, which I don't, like the way I keep stuff laying around, I am so bad at it that I told her I'm genuinely worried that I am incapable of keeping this place looking like this because of how I am. Like a character flaw, my Achilles heel is that I'm unorganized and messy, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best because I wanna change. That's the hard thing, is that I've got a lot of big life decisions that are changing right now, and one of the things that I need to do is I need to change who I am and how I handle my shop, because if I'm gonna do more than just be a fucking YouTuber for the rest of my life, I gotta get some shit together. And keeping my shop clean and organized is a good start. But this is fantastic. I mean, it's very nice and clean in here. The floors in here have held up pretty good. This is just stained concrete. I still like this a lot. And I'm gonna do my best to keep the door closed during business hours, so that way this place doesn't get all dusty and whatnot. But yeah, that has taken 2 full days of cleaning. Thank you to my buddy Cap. As always, he comes in clutch. He has just been a godsend for me to have, not only as a friend, but as like someone who helps me out with the business and keeping my shit together. Like without Cap, without Laura, I'd be a shit show. I am a shit show. They keep the shit show in line. But let's talk about projects, all right? Let's talk about projects. So we'll start with the dually because it's here right now. As we know, the dually is officially registered and licensed. I've been driving it literally nonstop, more than I have any other vehicles, more than my bikes, more than the Corvette, all that other stuff. I'm in so much love with this truck, guys. You have no idea how happy I am to have this truck up and running. I think you probably understand. But as for the truck right now, everything's good on it, no issues with it. It's running great, especially in this nice cool weather. Dude, the turbos are loving it. It's making tons of boost. It's powerful. The bumper and the grill are off because I'm working on both a custom bumper right now. I'll give you guys a preview. I never do this, but this is the bumper I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. Yes Welder had also sent out a new welder, a DP200. And this thing, I'm getting used to it, but it is so kick-ass, brother. It is so awesome. I've been using the same welders, right? I've been still using the same Lincoln Electric welders for years. This is what I've been using. This is the 180 HD or whatever. Pretty expensive welder. I think this is like an $800 welder if I remember correctly. And that Yes welder welds literal circles around it. It comes with a display. They sent this thing out and I've got a full video with the bumper coming with this thing. I could not be more impressed. I mean, it's got a freaking touchscreen, bro. You think it'll run Subway Surfer so you guys will pay attention while watching my videos? So that's what's going on with the dually, is that right now I'm building a custom bumper and a custom grill. I don't want to show you guys that though. You can kind of see if you look over here in this corner. If you look over here in this corner, you kind of get a sneak peek of that custom grill. But I'm doing a custom grill and a custom front bumper. The front bumper will be in its own video. The grill will be in its own video. So dually, still doing good. Nothing but good things with the dually. Although the power steering pump is still leaking, I'm just gonna kind of deal with it. Just gonna keep topping it off. It's cheaper than getting it fixed. Moving on, the 73 Camaro. A lot of people ask me, I posted a photo or a video yesterday on Instagram and they're like, Dan, where's the 73? I was over here, just kind of jammed in a corner. And it has not, and nothing has been done to it since the last time you guys saw it in the last video. And I told you guys that. A lot of people, life gets busy. I'm not holding you guys accountable here. I talked about it in my last video with it, where I'm not gonna touch it until the winter because in the shop, it gets very hot, and you guys know that I have MS, I'm a little victim, but my MS does kick my ass during the summer. It makes it really hard to just be like inside the car chopping and welding all day. So I've put off working on the Camaro until the winter. And the winter's coming up, so this thing is going full swing. As soon as I finish the bumper and the grill for the dually, that is the next thing that gets all the love and attention, and that's what we're gonna be working on all winter. I've got another project that I'm working on, you guys will see coming up. I can't talk about it too much. A lot of people are like, Dan, where's the Camaro? I'm like, dude, I told you guys the winter was coming, you know? Winter is here. Winter is here. But yeah, Camaro is coming up next. I've also been waiting on trying to get a tube bender because I really do need a tube bender, and I've been running into brick wall after brick wall with that. But hopefully, finger crossed. Up next, the Honda Magna, right? What's up, the Honda Magna? I kept my promise with the Honda Magna and the dually. I'd said that I was gonna get the dually registered this year in driving. I did. I said that I was gonna have the Magna up and running so I could enjoy it for the summer, and I did that too. But now it's running like shit. I've just got to bite the bullet and get new carburetors or completely remanufactured carburetors. It's just expensive. But that'll be a good winterize. It's probably better that I put that bike away for the winter anyway because it's so sketchy to ride. So maybe we'll try to make that thing not so sketchy this summer. What else? Okay, another thing I want to mention is that a lot of people, I guess, don't know this. I posted on Instagram. I assume that not everybody who follows me on YouTube follows me on Instagram. The little red truck. You guys know that I actually sold the little red truck last year because I needed, I had some big business stuff that I needed to invest money into, and that was a good chunk of money sitting there. And as much as I miss that truck, I don't regret selling it because it was able to afford me a lot of stuff, and that what I got for the truck went a very long way to get the business even bigger and better than what it was. And again, that has been awesome. Thank you guys for the love and support. Only bigger things to come with that, but I did sell the little red truck. I've mentioned it casually here and there, but I think a lot of people just don't pay attention to everything I say, which is easy. I say a lot of shit, so it's easy for you guys to miss stuff. But little red truck got sold last year. And finally, the Mustang, right? It's not out here, I'm just opening the door because I want air in here. The Mustang is a very weird situation, and I'll tell you guys what happened. So it's been sitting outside of my shop for like a year and a half, 2 years, just in tatters and pieces. You know, you guys know I chopped that car apart, I started building a frame, and then just time got away from me, and it started to rot, basically. One day I come back to my shop, and the Mustang is not there. It's not here. This gets really complicated. So you guys have seen him once or twice in my videos. His name is Mr. Mike, older black gentleman. He had a shop a couple of doors down from mine, He had a couple doors down from mine, he had a shop. And a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I think, he was diagnosed with brain, lung, and heart cancer. And I think he kicked the brain and heart cancer pretty quick. He was good on that. But unfortunately he did succumb to his cancer, his lung cancer, a couple months ago. He passed away a couple months ago. And the reason I say it's meddled is because I had nothing but nice things to say about him, but a lot of the people around here, he had kind of, try not to speak ill of the dead, but he'd kind of taken advantage of a lot of the people around me, other people in the shops, right? And he wasn't super liked around here because he had a bunch of cars that he never worked on that were customers' cars. They were sitting around with people that ordered parts and giving him money, and he never fulfilled his promises with a lot of the cars. So there was always cars scattered all throughout the parking situation outside, out front. My shop, other people's shops, littered with other customers' cars, right? And when he passed and they, removed all of his stuff, he was already getting like kicked out of the shopping area because of some other reasons. But they went through and they towed all the vehicles to a junkyard, and they grabbed my Mustang thinking it was one of his. And so they towed my Mustang to the scrapyard. And you know what, like rightfully so. If you guys saw what it looked like, you guys understand that it was in pretty bad condition. So I called the people who I leased the shop from. I was like, hey, can't help but notice you guys towed my fucking Mustang. And they're like, oh, dude, that sucks. It's at this junkyard if you want to go get it. And I was like, whatever, man. Honestly, they kind of did me a favor. The thing was such a piece of shit. It'd been neglected for so long by whoever had it before me, and then me on top of it. If you guys knew everything about it, you'd be like, whatever, dude. It was not worth saving. I had already scrapped everything, like the engine, the transmission, the axles, the wheels, everything. I made my money back double just by selling it for parts, which it sucks. But yeah, Mustang is gone. The Mustang, but that doesn't mean that that project is essentially over. I still have the title, which means that I can probably build my own custom frame. And I think I can get a VIN number attached to that frame as long as it matches and as long as I use some of the same parts, which I have a bunch of parts left over from the car that I can use on the custom car, and I think it will still legally be classified as the Mustang. It'll be titled and registered and all that stuff. So that project isn't dead. It is just on the back burner completely until I can finish up some stuff. Specifically the 73. I'm not gonna give a time frame on this, but my goal for this thing is to get it running and driving. That's it. I've got no other goal besides that. And I got everything I need here to do it. I've got the engine, I've got the LS1 still, I got a T56 manual transmission that Mr. Mike did build for me before he passed. He did rebuild this transmission and beefed it up for me. People can say a lot of stuff about Mr. Mike. You know, he did screw some people over at the end there, but he was my friend. I enjoyed his company and his presence, and he never treated me wrong, as many people he may have screwed over towards the end. But he did build this transmission for me, and he did not accept payment for it, which is really nice of him. So that's going in the Camaro. I've got a bell housing adapter. All this stuff is sent out by Holly Performance. Much appreciated, guys. That is where all the projects stand right now. If I didn't mention it, I don't have it, probably. And the goal is to get this thing just running and driving. I'd love to build a tube chassis on the inside of it because, as we know, the A-pillars, I've got to rebuild these. These are all completely shot. So I got to rebuild the A-pillars, and then I need to beef it up so it's safe. That's the big thing, is that I got to make it safe. So yeah, that is where all the projects stand. The shop is looking really good. And there's even still more to come about the shop in the future. I just can't talk about it right now. I don't want to speak it into non-existence. So, fingers crossed. But that is where everything stands. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. And you know, I appreciate you guys for fucking with me for so long. Everything, this is good. I have a lot less bullshit on my plate. I'm trying to narrow down my overhead. I've got way too much overhead right now, and I'm trying to eliminate that. And but it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. It smells like poop right now, though. My buddy Tyler, he works at a plumbing company that's in the same building, and they're dumping the truck right now. So it smells like poop in my office. Tyler, stop making my shop smell like poop. Okay? So yeah, that is that. Very big stuff for me in the future coming up. I'm about to ramp up my business hard fucking core and maybe even make a strong switch. Again, stuff that I can't really talk about, that I shouldn't even really be like teasing with you guys. I just gotta get rid of some of this energy that I have. I'm sitting with a lot of good stuff right now in my heart, but I don't want to fucking talk too early and ruin it. So that's all I got. I hope you have a good afternoon. Get back to whatever you're doing. I'm sure I caught you whacking the pud. What were you doing right before this notification went out? You were getting off of work, you know, eating some food. Maybe you're taking a big old fat dookie. Oh yeah, you stink, dude. You need to go take a shower. How long has it been since you've taken a shower? It's too long. Tell you what, you go get that shower, I'll get to work on this bumper, and we'll meet in the next video. Does that sound good? All right, let's get to work.